Hello, and thanks for joining us today on the show Conversation. My name is Elizabeth Abai, and I'm sure that by the sound of that, you already began to guess where is she from, what's the meaning of the name, and all of that. It's all about the name and the culture, and of course, Nigeria is blessed with several of that. The problem is a lot of times that which we see as we should have been seeing as a blessing, we begin to see it as a sword to divide us. God has given us variety, and they say variety is the spice of life. We have diverse cultures, and we are living in it, enjoying it. Incidentally, everybody sitting with me in the studio today are from diverse places. And I want to assure you that within this place we bond, outside this place we bond, and that's to tell you that as Nigerians we can actually get together and enjoy ourselves, be one. What is the focus for today? It is culture or ethnic banter, if you like. My name again is Elizabeth, and I told you the Abai represents Igbo, and I know that this is...
My name is Deva Hamation Mom, proudly Tiv.
And you're looking at...
Yes, I decided to pay an ode or pay homage to my culture by wearing something black and white without necessarily tipping all the way over and wearing ange. I have so many things to do today. I cannot really afford to look very cultural. I have so many offices I'll be visiting. So I decided a black and white dress will suffice.
Okay. I wish I had Abriba
colors on your dress.
Yes. But I'm sure,
what are Abriba colors, by the way?
You'll be asking me what is our costume, and I'm sure you wouldn't want me to wear that in the studio because we're very showy people.
So for us, it's both a costume and a very distinct black and white pattern.
I know.
So when you don't want to go costumey, you just go with the colors, and I think that helps.
All right. Next to you is
Yes, I am Victoria Jimo. I am Ijo from Delta State of Nigeria.
Okay.
But I decided to dress this way.
Because
Not
you're married to...
Yes, my husband is a Bira from Kogi State.
Okay. All right. There's more to her, and in the course of the program, I'm going to have that, unveiled by you anyway. And hello.
Good morning. My name is Maimuna Umi Abdullah, aka Coach Didi, and I'm Gwari from Niger State.
Gwari, how do I always think that you're Inupe?
I don't know. They're more popular, I think. Most people, when you talk about Niger, just people assume it's you're
You
Nupe.
said you are Gwari multiple times, and in my mind you are Nupe.
See?
You should go and check your blood. Part
I
of
will
it is...
check it.
There must be a reason you are giving a Nupe vibe.
Yeah.
My name is Joy Okpanachi. I'm from Kogi State, the Gala tribe, proudly Gala.
I know, right? The people that ate all the gala in the market.
No, but you didn't ask me what is my traditional.
Let us not go there.
No, I couldn't go. I couldn't do that because I have to wear the. That means I have to come here with the wrapper and the slippers on my head.
No, but you have a very distinct. I think your colors are
yellow, green.
But that just happened
Recently, huh?
recently.
Yeah, but
Okay, but the real traditional thing,
Yeah.
which is also applicable in a place, because
we did a lot of, you see, like my mom is the president of the Gala Women, and I think what she decided to do was so that we can go to weddings and really look nice. So they sat down, chose colors, and guess what now? Everything, if you go to America, worldwide, our outfits and our cultural things
standing out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice because a lot of times when we talk about culture, some of them, you may call it primitive, but it's actually designed to showcase the African beauty in a woman, a lot of skin flaunting and all of that. But then, for now, I think we should just let that go and go with what the likes of your mom have decided to reenact. Now, I was having a conversation with my team. I always call them the winning team. And a lot of things came out. Incidentally, within us, we're quite a number. Nobody is from the same place.
Oh,
Wow.
And we relate as one.
that's interesting.
We took it extra, a notch, extra. Outside Nigeria, we found out a whole lot of, things happening. Joy, you just went to London. You just came in the other day. And I know that while you were in London, you must have met some Igbos and you related very well, right?
Yeah.
You met houses, you related well?
No, the good thing there is that when you're a Nigerian, you're a Nigerian.
Okay.
It's not because I have friends who cut across. But growing up, there was a particular tribe I didn't like because of the perception that I had about, sorry about it, the Igbos, because I just
And
got...
God punish you. God punish you. Now all her siblings married Igbos.
No, but you see, that's what happened. And in the end, I remember then they used to say, they didn't just marry Igbos, they married Imbise.
And that's the tribe she doesn't want.
And that's the one that they said it's better for you to choose a snake than, and all that. And you see, that's what life does to you. And, this stereotyping, because somebody had a problem with this tribe, everybody just picks it up. And I won't lie to you, Nigerians are a family. I just missed flavor. And I will not lie to you, the cultural, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, everybody went. The O2 was jammed. And guess what? Most of the lyrics are in Igbo language. But you see, nobody is thinking about that. Everybody is wanting to support their own. And, even we now can sing those Igbo lyrics because it's our own.
We're going to go into all of that. Let's quickly join some of my colleagues in, where are you now, Atlanta, Georgia or something? Let's see what's happening there.
Hi, good morning. So, did you know when the next Starbucks is? Like, I've been come around this morning. Oh, you're Nigerian, babe. I don't even know, Sefo. Where are you from now?
I come down to my level, you know, say I've been
I'm Nigerian, babe now. Pure one.
that's my phone.
I'm the confirmed Sokoto, babe.
Yeah, Sokoto, babe. Then your accent don't say in
Now, packaging.
Now, we're again. I know you're right. So, where you go? Where you go?
I'm going to Starbucks this morning. I don't walk out left, right. I'm even sweating.
No good, no person this is bad. Come and carry both there. I've been there, go for my bag. Because of the
Sorry, I'm in a haste, please. I'm in a haste, please.
Yes, so. When you go back now.
My dear, I won't sign no man. She didn't
say so.
My sister. That's where you land now? Me too. Yeah, I don't understand you talking about it. That one.
Making us so katakadana in our soul sound.
My sister. She don't sign for you. And she don't sign for me.
She doesn't know how they can take this.
And she could come so good. So, I found the if you talk to you take me.
Sisters, I come from now, not 20. No, the sisters.
You don't understand them now. Remember, say for outside country, let me show you.
That one at that side, so now Nigeria, no the sisters.
Yeah, that's what they do like for me.
Now you know the story, and it's really sad. I intentionally asked you about your experience there, and you just portrayed the same thing. What is the problem? Why is it that when we go out there, we're one? When we come back to Nigeria, we now find out that we're from different places. And we actually did another survey, within Abuja now. There, is a unity stuff. Is a unity place. A lot of people from different states are here, and they are, reunited by their languages. For instance, I am Igbo. All the people speaking Igbo whether they are Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia, whatever it is, we are all related. We are all sisters and brothers. As a matter of fact, up until even the Cross River Akwa Ibom, because it's along the same axis, we see ourselves as one. But when we go down to the east, we now find out that this person is no longer we are Igbos, we are one. You now find out this is Abia. This is, and if I use it the way it's done, really, if it's in Abia State, for instance, they'll now remind you that you are Onyohoho. That's from Abia North, and this person is Ngwa.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of a thing. Why do we always have that divide, you know, blocking us? And as a matter of fact, I have also noticed that we want our own in position, in leadership, even when we know that we're not qualified. But why are we not communicating as we should?
Okay, you're trying
Anybody can actually, that's me.
The elections just finished, and I learned a lot from the elections, and I was saddened. Saddened in the sense that most of the time we don't pick people because they're competent. We think of where are they from?
Where do they worship?
Well, are they Christians or are they Muslims? Or, you know, are they pagans? And we should, I thought by now we should have gone past all that. And I remembered there was a particular tribe that I wanted. My state. I had a problem with my state, and everybody knows that I'm from Kogi State, so I don't have to spell Amigala. So the people that wanted to come in again were from the other side that all my life I can't stand them. I'm sorry to say that. Maybe because of the experiences that I had. This is not somebody telling me about the person, about this particular people. It's the experiences I had with these people. And you know, from there you tell friends, this is how this person is. From there you tell family, this is how this person is. From there you tell your kids. So the thing has eaten into our system. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how we're going to try to get it right, because it is really, really bad.
It's really bad.
I think I have an idea how we can get it back, because I remember I went to FGGC in Yobusa. It was a unity school, and while I was there, honestly, I never remembered to be friends with someone because of where she was from. Mm-hmm. I just had friends. For Tubere, I had Ajoke, I had Joy Estim. In fact, their names were unique and beautiful. It was after secondary school I realized, okay, so she was actually South. It was never an issue. Sure. But today Nigeria is so diverse, the hatred, the toxicity in ethnicity is alarming. I believe that as parents, the buck stops at our table, because we are raising kids. What do you say in front of your kids? Our kids watch us, they see what we do. Mm-hmm. How do you treat other tribes? How are you kind to people? I always share the story of when my son was about 8 years old. He told me that his little friend, our neighbor, was going to hellfire. I said, Auzubillah. How is that to be honest, I could not sleep. Because my son has no business at 8 or even whatever age worrying about who is going to hell or not. He doesn't own it. And I went to an Islamic school. So I felt naturally my kids should go to an Islamic school. But when I was young, nobody brought that up. I don't know how he got it. I'm not saying he got it in school. But I felt perhaps because he goes to an Islamic school, so there is no single Christian. So he didn't have Christian friends. He comes back home, he does Islamia, no Christian friend. And I felt, this boy lives in Nigeria. It's a secular state. We had to move him out of that Islamic school to a secular school. We moved to a school that when you open the gate, you see the Virgin Mary stare at you. Because I needed my son to understand that, look, life is about diversity. Life is about other people. And before you say Jagrabison, my son's best friend became Balogu. Mm-hmm. And then he had other friends who were non-Muslims, and he had other Muslim friends. Because I always tell my kids, look, judge people by the strength of their character. Know where they worship and where they are from. So I really believe the buck stops at our table. How do you treat your neighbor? How do you treat your colleagues? When you see a person, all you see, is it their ethnicity? Is it where they worship? Or do you see an individual and what value they bring to your life?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Devon, do you have an idea?
Well, I think that our value system over time has changed. I think also it could have some roots in politics. identity politics is, you see, when I had my stint, it came down to, I wasn't just Tiv, I was from this clan, and this was the inner clan, and this was the house. And I was like, whoa. I grew up in a home where I knew I was Tiv, and that was all. My parents didn't care about all these things. So sometimes, maybe in school, maybe some teacher of Tiv extraction would be like, oh, you're Tiv, which is your local government? I would say the local government. Oh, which one is your clan? At that point, I would go blank. Because my parents were not interested in those things, so they didn't teach me. So I didn't know my clan. For the longest time, I came to know my clan after my parents died. Wow. That it wasn't something they were interested in telling me about. It wasn't as if they didn't know. They knew, but it wasn't a big deal to them. For them, as far as they were concerned, I knew my local government, I knew my village, and that was it. But when I entered politics, I began to notice these divisions, and the closer in you get, the better for you. You have to identify with the inner clan first, before the outer one, and I started asking myself, I said, wow, I understand a lot now. So, if perchance I were to clinch this seat, would my PA necessarily have to be from maybe my husband's direct house? Because because it was looking as if I were to get somebody even from another local government, it would look as if I wasn't being loyal enough and everything. And at the end of the day, it's not just you people that helped put me there. So I'll have to recognize the other people as well, But for me, I really feel as if the further we've gone into democracy, the more it has unleashed that deep tribal sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not me saying democracy is necessarily bad, but everything has its good and bad side.
The kind of democracy we have.
During the military era, they would bring somebody from Sokoto
administrators
to come and be the governor of Imo State.
You can't say anything.
Yes. So you cannot say that he did this in this local government because
ADC will be, if you're Christian, his ADC will be Muslim.
Yes. So you cannot say, oh, it's because it's because what?
Nothing.
He's probably not. He's not a Christian. He's a Muslim. He's from Sokoto State. He's not from there. So if he's favoring any local government or anything, maybe it's based on availability of resources. It's certainly not because of where he's identifying with most, and that really took down the tribal lines in my opinion, or I could be wrong. In primary school, secondary school, I had Muslim friends that would harass their parents for Christmas clothes. Yes, now because all their friends would be wearing new clothes and they'll be the ones looking like the odd man out, and we would all play together. So why would they be stuck wearing old clothes when all their friends were wearing new clothes? And some parents would be forced to buy Christmas clothes for Muslim kids. We would eat in each other's homes. At Salah time, the Muslims would bring food to us. At Christmas, we would take food to them and everybody would eat, and they'll not return empty plate to you. They'll bring plate with food in it and you still eat. So we had more of that then. But I also know that the military era also had its own issues. But as far as tribalism was concerned, we were more detribalized then than we are now.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
What you're saying, even though I lived outside, so I didn't get to experience it then, but even now, I still have, some people who still, take out time to give me a Salah meat, the ram especially, even this last one I even got from my director general, and I was very happy. Some people fry and send down. My bosses in the office gave me, my friends gave me. So some people still make efforts, which is really important. But let's go to Madam Chimo, and I know why I called you that, because it's important to identify the fact that you left Orobo, Ijo to Yoruba land.
So Ibira land.
Ibira land, okay. Okay, and then you're also Christian, your husband is Muslim.
Yes.
What's the interaction like?
It's been peaceful. Like she said, most of these things, while growing up, we didn't have this difference of I am Christian, you are Muslim, you are Ijo, I am Ishekiri. I grew up in the barrack setting, like she said, and growing up in the barracks, growing up in the barracks as barracks children, then we interact a lot. During festivities, in fact, they don't bring food in a plate. You put it in a basin.
Wow.
Wow.
Basin, like, you know, like Lagos, say, come and eat Sarah. Sarah. You know those kind. So we all just gather as children. We eat together. We grew up together. There was no difference. There was no problem. Like she said, during Christmas, we all dress up together. Salah, we have a neighbor who will be waiting. Mama Badis has not started frying at me. We are all waiting for that her stew. And she's Gwari. In fact, it was when I grew up, I got to know that she was Gwari. We just call everybody Hausa. Whether you are Igala, whether you are Nup, everybody is Hausa. And we grew up like that, and we didn't have that problem. So even getting married, I didn't have a problem with my husband because we were in the same environment. So he understood. He understood where I was coming from. He saw me as a Christian, as an Ijo woman, but I identify mostly with Yoruba people because I was born in Ibadan, brought up in Lagos, married to an Ibira man.
Jesus.
One Nigeria.
One Nigeria, one I am everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one. Now, I still want to, because a lot of people as we speak want to move from one tribe to the other by way of marriage, and everybody's shouting, don't do this, don't do that, you know. How has it been, you know, with you so far, especially around your kids?
Well, it's just a matter of understanding. You know, we have this problem as Nigerians. We generalize.
Yeah.
Just like she said, if one person has done this, you just conclude that Ibra people, then be juju or fear them. My mom had that fear too. Once they told her Kogi people, she said, hey, they say these people, they come out fire for it. But I now told her that, have you met my husband? My husband is not that kind of person. So when you study people, one person has done wrong does not mean everybody there is bad. My husband is a very quiet person. In fact, since we have been, you may not hear anything from him. So with that, after some time, she calls him her first son.
Oh wow, that's nice.
But initially, my late elder brother, God rest his soul, when I got married, for like 3 years, he wasn't talking to me. He was like, this place where you go. This place where you go. But after a time, everybody got to know that, no, it's not a general thing. It's just maybe an individual is bad. So you don't generalize. So with the kids, while growing, the only thing, you know, when you marry someone who is not from your place, you may have difficulty for your children to learn your language. So our lingua franca becomes English. That's one of the major issues. But for the mother, if you are good with your language, your children will definitely...
If you are intentional, to be honest.
Yes.
If you are intentional about it.
Yes, your children will learn your own language first. And that's the only place you cheat your husband. But now that there are a lot of apps helping people to learn languages, children are learning and... Yes,
there are.
That can help you to learn different languages.
Indigenous languages, Nigerian.
Yes.
Okay. Not the big three.
Let me chip into what she just said. My mom was the Yoruba part from Kwara, and I was the first. And you know the thing about the first child, and I knew it was a tough one for my mom. She schooled in Banter. So guess what she did? She had to get to be married to an Igala person is not child's play. And you know what she did? She learnt the language. Even my mom even knows the vowels and all that, and even the typical Igala. No, because she was intentional. Yeah. She wanted to make sure that her marriage worked, and she wanted to stay there. So the first thing she did was that she taught me Yoruba first. So
that's her own language.
That was her own language. So that was you see, so that when they're around, that's what she did. Then the biggest problem we had, my father had a problem. He wasn't comfortable
with
me learning that language. So what my father did was, I just thought my father was cruel. My father took us to the village. Can you imagine leaving the city to the village? He says, I give you 6 months. As a child, it's easy to learn language. That's true. And they went abroad and they left us there. And I was like, But guess what? We learned the language in 3 months. God bless his soul, because I cannot believe now that you walk into an office, the first question they ask you, what's your name? Then you now say your name, and the typical Igala person starts with his language.
It's not an Igala thing.
Okay, well, so the thing
it's a
here-
cultural thing.
yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
okay, so the thing now is, you walk and they are speaking Igala to you. You're saying, hello, yes, how are you? Fine. I cannot understand. So every day I'm somebody, I speak my language all the time. I'm excited when I see people speak my language.
Omale.
Omaye.
Omaye.
Omaye, it's boy, girl, family, we're one and all that.
Omaye.
I have sat down to imagine that most families that I know now, they are speaking English.
Yeah.
The mother is not teaching the kids, the father is not teaching, they are just blank. And when you get to a certain age, you now realize that you can't learn languages. Because when I became older, I met an Igbo guy. I bought a book. I used to get very cranky because I'm there, they are speaking Igbo. I don't know, because the Igbo language is a bit on the, you don't know whether they are fighting or whether they are playing. So I used to think, because of my negative mind, I used to think they used to insult me. And I tried and tried and tried. Very sad. The thing didn't work. But guess what? That should have been the guy I should have married.
Oh.
But you see, because of this perception many people are having, so that's why most of the times in schools now they're teaching it. Parents, like she said, have to be intentional. Being from anywhere does not matter. It's the human.
Yeah.
You know, like I said when we started, I said God loves variety, and human being, because God created us in in His image, we too like variety. Otherwise, why would I wear a green today, a yellow tomorrow, a red the next day? And then even in food, we have variety of food. Even the nutritional value of a food, variety goes into the pot. So what it tells me, and for your body to absorb enough of vitamin D, you need a little bit of maybe magnesium. For you to take in vitamin C, you need a little bit of potassium and stuff like that. I don't know. Those who are in medical, please forgive me. I'm just saying something. But I know that each mineral depends on the other one to be absorbed. So that's why I think that if parents can learn to make their children, be a total Nigerian. The children begin to do well. If you can even teach your children the language as early as yesterday, they learn to speak Hausa, they learn to speak Yoruba, they learn to speak. One person will speak almost like how many languages? It pays off at the long run. Wherever you find yourself, you're at home. Because I know that the few languages I'm able to pick, I may mess them up, but when I go up to a person and speak your language to you, they feel excited. They feel excited. They feel I actually took exceptional interest. Even when I remember when I met a Chinese person for the first time, and I needed something, and I walked up to the person and spoke a bit of Chinese that I had studied in online. At the end of the day, the guy was surprised. You're speaking, and then he gave me the attention I needed, and I got what I wanted.
Let's talk about the North. So the minute you speak Hausa,
so
everything works.
Everywhere, it's not just North. If you come to me and you speak my language to me, it tells me that you pay attention to me, and even if I wasn't going to give you that because it's tight, I'll bend a little backwards to give it to you. So there's need for people to learn early to interact, and it brings me back to what we have in our system today, and I've argued it. I'm not sure where I am with it today. You get a form in Nigeria, you're a Nigerian, and inside the form they're asking me your religion, your local government, your tribe. Please, I don't know, you're a politician.
I think it's for data. It's for data. It's for
balance.
It's causing the division.
I don't think that's right.
Shouldn't be like
You asked me the question.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
giving my opinion. You don't have to agree. And the reason is this: there was a time when I used to lose my phones religiously. I lost my phone so much that some of my friends told me I need to go home, get some cleansing done because probably I've been cursed. No, seriously, a friend told me, no, it's like you're cursed at this point. It was that bad. So because of that, there was need for me to be doing the welcome back thing all the time. And you'd go and a Christian, Muslim, so one day out of frustration I asked, I said, what is my
religion?
My provider, my telecom provider. I said, what's your business with my religion? I just want to communicate to people. And they said, no, it's not anything particular, that it's just for data purposes. It's just to have data on, okay, this is where we have your state, local government, these are the people that patronize us the most here and here and here and here. And that was the explanation I was given, and the person had a serious face when they were saying it, so I don't think he just pulled that explanation out of the sky. That was probably what he was also told. So if there's any other sinister motive behind it, I don't know. What I don't like is when a person, let's say a Tiv person moves to maybe Plateau State, lives there, has all of his children there, that's the only place they know, and so on and so forth. That Tiv person cannot claim Plateau as his state. He's not an indigen of Plateau State. He's still an indigen of Benue State. His local government is, and his children are too, despite the fact that they don't know the place, they've never been there, they're probably speaking Plateau languages, all their friends are from Plateau State. It doesn't matter. So that is a problem in Nigeria. Every now and then I see non-Nigerians. When I say non-Nigerians, I'm talking non-black people claiming Nigeria as their country. You know, they say, I'm a Nigerian. There are a number of white people doing that lately.
True.
And I'm like, how are they going around this whole local government and states? And because you are clearly not even black. You are saying you are Nigerian.
It's
and we have this whole wahala of, if you are from this state and you've lived all your life in this state, you can have lived in this other state for 150 years. They will still be wanting you to refer back to. You know, so how are the non-Nigerians coping with that challenge? I don't know.
They are.
You know what you're saying. It's
no, I mean on the paperwork. What are they writing? Which state are they writing? Which local government? Which plan? What are they writing?
What I was even asking for is, you go to a place, they ask you your state of your permanent contact address, you write. They ask you your original state of origin, or even state of birth.
Just state of origin.
You know, state of origin. Then they ask you, you're living in Abuja, for instance. And I have written my address. You ask me permanent address. I have written my address in Abuja, because that's where I know I stay mostly, and probably where I'm going to be for a very long time. And then you're now asking me state of origin. Now, I probably may be from Kaduna State, and I've never really gone there. It's not necessary. You know what I mean? I walk into a place. You're asking me, are you Christian or Muslim? Let me take an example of what you said about the telecommunication people. Why do you need to know my original state of origin when I'm residing in Abuja? Because if you're doing statistics to provide better network, is where I am using the network that is important. So asking me where I am from does not give room for anything for me. So if a child is being enrolled in school, and I'm enrolling my child in school in Kaduna, and I've lived in Kaduna, there is no need asking me my state of origin, because those things are the beginning parts of the divide we are creating in ourselves.
I think we need to bring the people that are in that sector at some point to answer these questions.
Yes, you know.
Because, like, for instance, in hospital, they also ask it. And in hospital, I'm particular, Christian, Muslim, I asked also, and they said, well, we want to, there are certain ways that
peculiarities, to be honest.
There are certain peculiarities, you know, for the Muslim lady, she might not want a man touching her and things like that. Made sense to me. So I don't think it's in itself it's meant to be sinister, but it is causing more problems. But how is it causing problems with my MTN, with the telecom provider, for instance? They will not deny me service because I'm from such and such a state.
So what I'm even asking,
I think there's a quota system
the hospital
for the states.
The hospital thing, when I go to hospital, blood is peeled. I try to put it close to my nose and smell. I smell the blood. They all smell the same. There's no smelling Muslim. There's no smelling
No,
Christian.
but this
There's
is
no-
a
there's
valid
this thing.
concern.
So
A Muslim lady might not want a man, a male doctor attending to her.
Except for that
so
reason.
it's not. Let's not
but
make light of it.
to be honest,
emergency.
thank you.
That's different.
But you know, there are even some Christians that don't
different
like
now.
it. There are some
No,
Christians that don't.
I'm Christian.
I think we don't have to have religion.
I don't like people ask me
would you
my
like the same
preference.
gender or different gender? That's all.
If when I had my babies,
But I understand.
never liked male doctors being my gyno.
Yeah.
You know, I prefer female.
There's
because
never
I'm
been
more
an
open.
issue for me because
You
when
know,
I'm sick,
I
I'm
don't
not
have-
looking at
that's
the
it,
That's what I'm
person's
saying.
gender,
When you're-
biology. No,
Ask for
I just want to
preference,
get
not
well.
religion.
Just
Ask for
think,
preference. That's
Yeah,
one.
ask for preference.
You know,
I think I
then the other, you talked about this, and I was going through, you know, before we started. In UK, as at today, we have 6 Nigerians holding public posts.
Yeah.
In America, we have 8 of them. In Canada, we have 3 of them. Different places, you know, Nigerians are holding. In fact, there's even a Briba boy Ndukwe, who is a mayor in UK. You know, so I keep asking, why is it that we can move there, get voted for, and we occupy a position and we do well? Because they are voting for, you know, your skills, your talent, your
Oh, now
ability.
you're talking.
Are we all in agreement that it's beginning to cause unrest?
Yes, it is.
In Nigeria,
Not in Nigeria.
no,
in
I'm
UK.
saying in Nigeria now. In
Yeah,
Nigeria
they're
now.
getting worried about it. That
Yes.
foreigners are taking over everything.
I'm coming. In Nigeria, we're not foreigners in Nigeria.
Yes.
If I go to Nupe land, sorry, you're not Nupe. Sorry.
Oh,
If I go to your land,
Oh, God.
you have to do another this thing. If I go to your land and I want to contest,
You cannot.
they are going to ask me to go and bring my
won't
medical call.
You
Yeah,
cannot.
your
You will not
placenta
start
very
on-
good.
Honestly.
No, but you know the funny thing that I noticed, like you just said about election. When you are married, you're supposed to be from your husband's place.
I differ.
Wait, you differ.
Which kind supposed to be from I'm from my place.
Because have you realized that many people, many women now wanted to run for office?
Why?
Why not?
Because you have dropped your father's name.
I've not dropped it.
Wow.
Yeah, in
Okay,
Islam,
maybe-
you
oh,
don't
okay,
drop
fine,
your.
okay,
But,
see.
and then there
Yeah.
are cultural differences. In my place also, if I marry a white man today, I'm a white woman.
Oh wow.
Yes, that's
if you marry a
how
black man.
that's how extreme it
Yeah,
is.
so if you
You
marry a
are
black
of
man.
that place.
Yes.
That is why it's very hard for the TIF person to marry a culture where, marry into a culture where, if the lady
There's
dies,
a
she's
return
returned
Yeah, there's some
back to
places
them.
in
They're
my
like,
place
oh,
you have to
so
be-
she was
Even
only
the
useful to
Jolan,
you when she was
yes,
alive, right?
yes.
So it's difficult for a TIF person to marry into a culture where, when they die, they are returned back
see why
because it is
problem
assumed
already.
that
Yeah.
that marriage means
Yes.
you are there. These are your people now, and so on and so forth. It's
But there
not-
was a lady from your place who
Global.
was, I want to remember her name, who was married to a River State man, but came in to contest.
That's Mimi. Mimi.
Yeah, that's her
Orubibi.
name, yes.
She ran for Senate.
Yes,
when
and
I
at
was
the point
running
she was
for
actually-
House of Reps.
For which state?
Now,
Benue State.
the thing is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that has been corrected. You can run for your own state or for your husband's state.
No, I think
For
by
women.
law. I think it's allowed
Yeah,
by
so
law.
by law now, because I remember during Senator Daisy Njuma's time,
Yeah.
there was a time she ran for her husband's state, and then another
You
time
ran,
her
yeah.
own state,
Yeah.
and each time
Can I,
she
can I
won.
quickly add something?
So
You see, for us Muslims, your identity is yours.
okay,
You are Maimuna, daughter of Abdullah, wife of so and so.
yeah.
Your
that's
identity does
nice.
not change because you are married, right? So you can have a husband, you can have a family, but where you're from is where you're from.
I like that.
Where he's from is where he's from.
It's nice too.
I like that.
Because for
seriously.
me, I think for us, growing up, I really realized that the power of your identity, that's who you are.
You're
And
not
identities
submerged.
change. If you change husband 10 times, so you're going to change identity.
Yes, now.
There's,
All
no,
right,
you
so-
have a point. You
Okay,
have a
so
point.
Elizabeth,
But this
daughter
also,
of
this one of
Elizabeth.
this one of you are now of those people is to encourage inclusion so that they don't always view you from an exclusionary standpoint. Oh, she's a visitor. Oh, she's a stranger. She just comes amongst. No, she's with you. She's giving birth to your children. She is of you. She is one with you.
That's
So
why
as far as I'm concerned, I
have to join
understand
together.
both sides, and both
But we are
sides
still with you.
are fine.
We are with you, but we have an identity as well. You can have your identity
Yeah.
and still be with
But
you.
you see, that's why I'm saying that. You see, Nigeria is very diverse.
It is.
It's not done in my own place. If
Okay.
you don't marry,
You don't go with that.
So that's similar to the tip
yeah,
culture.
you don't go be that. And you, see, you know, growing up, I noticed that the men that liked me, were they were Muslims, and because of the upbringing, even though 80% of my friends were Northerners, because those days when, like you said, unity schools, nobody is saying, where are you from? Are you Christian and all that? But I had this thing, they were drumming it into my system. You know, if you marry a Muslim, you know, your kids are going to be Muslims. The man will always tell you can keep your religion. And I had a problem with that because I just said, why don't you let the kids choose the religion? So I had some people in the barracks. You know, the barracks life is funny. It's one of the most beautiful places to actually bring up your kids. And I realized that I had friends who, the girls were Christians, like their mother, and the boys were Muslims, and everything just
Went well.
So,
I think Jibo would share a bit of her own experience.
You know, talking about religion in marriage, you as a woman, you first need to understand your place, that the man is the head of the house.
Yeah.
So you don't bring in rebellion into your
Yes.
family. When you want to begin to say, my children must be this, then you have become rebellious.
Yeah,
but when you allow the man to take the lead, then the children, yes, all my children, I was always to get their Islamic teacher that comes to take them Islamia in the house while they were growing up. So, and 2 of them went to Al-Hikmah Islamic University. So when they started growing, I said, I don't have a problem with that. We'll do our normal sunnah, the Muslim way. So as the children were growing, they're all practicing Muslims. The girls, if marriage comes, anywhere they find themselves, we give God the glory, then they choose. But the boys, but for now, everybody is practicing their father's religion as the head of the family. And I don't have a problem with that. If I have Thanksgiving to do, everybody joins me to come and dance. If I have anything to do, they come.
Wow.
But we allow the head of the house to lead so that there's no rebellion in the family. Okay. But when it is time for them to choose, if on their own they decide that they want to, fine and good. But for now, we are at peace.
Can I add something? For me, I also believe joy is valid. Marriage is a contract. If you are getting married to a husband who is a different religion, you have a right to say, this is what I want.
True.
If he's okay with it, it's fine, we go ahead with it. If he's not, I don't see it as a rebellion. She has the right.
It's discussed ahead of time.
No, what I mean by, if while the children are growing, you know, children are usually closer to their mothers. If you want to insist that my children must do what I am doing, then you are kind of being rebellious.
Yes, after the marriage, but before marriage, because you see, I think that's a major problem we have. We don't have discussions. Marriage is a contract. The do's and don'ts. I will take this, I will not take this shit. I will take this crap, I will not take this crap. That's all.
Yeah. And the truth is, if we begin to view marriage more from that perspective and far less from a romantic angle, there'll be fewer problems in marriage.
I agree with you.
I recall a time when I said, I don't believe in this whole thing of soulmates. Now, I wasn't talking from a place of being cynical or sarcastic. I do believe in love. I'm not a huge fan of romantic love. It's good. It's an add-on.
My daughter will say, chew that.
Yeah, it's an add-on. It's an add-on, but real love is about, it requires work. It requires roll up your sleeves and get serious. It requires sacrifice. It requires commitment. It requires discipline. It requires
from both parties.
Yes, on both ends.
Not
it requires it requires a bit of pushback and a bit of give back. You cannot always stand your ground firmly and not shake. There are times when you must give in, and the other side must give in too from time to time. Now, when you begin to view everything from a perspective of romance and rose-colored lenses, you are unable to have meaningful conversations that can help to keep your marriage alive. Because at a point when you should be saying, I'm really upset about this. I don't like how you handled this. You hurt me. You are managing. You're keeping quiet. You are you're not, you're bottling up, and then the
you
day,
erupt someday.
yes, and then the day, one day you flare up, and then everywhere goes up in smoke. Everything goes up in smoke. So romance is good. It has its place, but I'm more into proper actual love that says, okay, we are poor now, we are poor together. We are rich now, we are rich together. Are you sick? I'm here for you. If I am sick, you should be here for me.
That's the romance now.
No, that's not romance. Romance is, I'm bringing you flowers, I'm bringing you roses, chocolate, all the music, nice perfume and everything. Yes, stuff I won't kill you. Yeah, Valentine's Day, you brought me all these marvelous things, but my rent is unpaid. And you can pay it. Yeah. Not like that for that. And you're being mean. And you're being mean. Then you brought me champagne, you brought me the roses, you brought me the cake, you know, and then my rent is unpaid and you're waiting for
Am I supposed to pay your rent?
Now that rent,
am I supposed to pay your rent?
And if you pay, it's good. Men have more money than women.
No, it's not all men.
Yeah,
no, there are men that
the one I'm currently involved with has more money than.
All right, let's quickly visit our friends online. So this person says, "Good morning, Maz. Good morning, everyone. My name is David Kolia from Jalingo, Taraba State. I wish Nigeria should be great again. So God help us. Amen." Thank you very much. And let's see from the WhatsApp handles. I don't know why this network is not delaying me. All right, while it's waiting to open, let's continue with banters. Now, I don't want to go into this romantic talk with you because
we'll
at the end of the day, it's
no, it was when we started talking about
whatever works for you.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Okay, but I still want to enjoy a bit of the cultural, banter happening in your family. I feel your children are in a great advantage. Enjoying the Ijaw culture, enjoying the Ibira culture, enjoying the Muslim culture, enjoying Christian culture. How have these benefited them, above most of us who are just monochrome, so to speak?
From the way it is, my children, maybe because of the way the family is, they blend easily into any society. Like my first son now, he's married to someone from Bayelsa.
Oh wow! You went back to your side.
Wow!
No, Bayelsa. You went back
now, deep south.
Yeah. You see now, follow this mom.
You need to replace what was taken.
Exactly. 1-0. 1-1.
All right, so
the children enjoy that freedom. They mix up freely from here. No, initially when you talk about this marriage thing, most people are scared because of their parents back home.
Yes.
Some of them don't really speak the English language.
Yes.
You are coming, you want to be able to communicate with your in-laws. You do not understand the language. So those are some of the reasons why people pull back a bit, that hey, you want to talk to your mother-in-law, you are looking for somebody to be an interpreter. You want to talk to your father-in-law, an interpreter.
You can have interpreter who interpret.
But you're not to talk too much.
It's not
intimate talks. It doesn't really like, flow well.
They flow like that.
But after a time,
somebody once told me that if you are in for marriage, you must have to learn the language naturally. If you can speak your husband's language, it means that you have actually accepted him and his family. Yes. What if I'm someone who is a bit difficult with time?
But at least you learn the basic things. Those
good morning, thank you.
All right,
it is well.
Let's go to the streets with Ehi and take a bit of a vox pop.
Igbo, from my surname you should know my tribe, Igbo. I love my tribe so much. I don't want to change to any tribe. In the next world, I still want to be an Igbo woman. I love our food, our language, our culture, the tradition of the people. They are loving people.
I'm from Kaduna State. If I want to change, maybe I would like to change to Igbo because of their food.
I am Idoma by tribe from Benue State. And wow, I would love to still maintain or remain in Benue State.
I'm from Imo. I'm an Igbo by tribe. No, I wouldn't want to change my tribe for anything. The Igbos are special people created by God.
I'm T by tribe. No, I don't want to change to any tribe. I love my tribe.
I am Urobo, Delta State. Personally, I wouldn't really like to change my tribe, but if I really had to, probably Igbo. I like their food. I mean, foodie, so I like their food. I like their culture. It's very rich and it's very interesting.
I'm a Kanuri. I'm a Zana of Lafia. To change my tribe is taboo for the tattoo order, so I will prepare to remain in Kanuri language.
Right now, I'm actually Igbo from Imo State. If actually I should change a language, I think I should be still Igbo. I love them. They are very active and they have focus. They are hardworking people. I'm sure they know what they want. That is why I want to still remain Igbo in time to come.
I'm from Benue State, from Adi Etulo. Well, to be honest with you, I've done my research. I still want to remain my tribe because we are honest people, we are lovely, we are hospitable, so we are accommodating. So I will still want to be Etulo, even in my next world.
I'm Gumai from Plateau State. Yeah. If I'm to change my tribe, I think I'll be a Yoruba girl. I just like the Yoruba culture. I like their names. I like their food. I like their language. So I think if I'm to come back, I'll come back as a Yoruba girl.
I'm a Gomba tribe from Nasarawa State, and I don't think if I'm given an opportunity, I will change to another tribe because I love my tribe. If I change, am I going to change my ancestors? Am I going to deny them?
Please, okay, just in case the guy just took us all.
He's worried about his ancestors.
All right, so just before we leave, I think you were all laughing at them when we were talking. So I want you to, tell us your own. What if you were changing? What would you change to?
If I'm changing, which is forbidden though, but if I'm changing, it's the Yoruba culture. Okay. The culture is woo. The food is Eforiro.
Amala with ewedu.
What would you be changing to?
Yoruba.
Yoruba. Okay.
Well, for me, and it's because of the way the language sounds. I don't know much about their culture, whether it's good or bad. But there's this language from Edo State, I think, that has a lot of V and R in it. Somebody said it's probably Ishan. I'm not sure. I don't even know the name of the tribe. I have a friend. She's from that place. And when they speak it, I'm hearing all that VVV. I just like it. I've never seen it sound. I want to get up and start dancing.
so you're going to Ishan, okay?
Probably.
I'll change to Yoruba if I have to. The party a lot.
Yoruba video and go.
No, and their lives. No, Yorubas like to.
You know why I like them? It's the happy disposition. Whether things are going bad or this thing, they are perpetually happy.
It's their tenacity. I went to school in Yoruba land, my secondary school, so almost all my friends, 90% of my friends then were Yoruba. So I saw the culture, I saw the people, I saw the tenacity for growth and education. I'm more Yoruba all the way.
If it's tenacity, I would go with the Igbo people.
For education,
I love when it comes to their business culture. I mean, like you can't take it away from them. That one, absolutely. So,
all right. So if I'm going to change, I'll go to the north. And ask me why.
Why?
The women in the north, I have noticed, they're usually very pampered.
My sister.
It's not going to change with me. And then I like the fact that they are very decorated.
Okay.
You know, they have all manner of decorations on their hand, all manner of gold.
Why would
I go to the one that does not have money? All right, that has been the cultural banter on this show today. And if you have not taken anything, it's just for you to learn that Nigeria is one. And we have all interacted here, and you already know that within and outside the set, we all relate. And that's to tell you that if you put your mind to it, there is so much you can gain. The food, the culture, the decorations, everything, it's all beautiful. Be a proud Nigerian. Learn a language that is not yours today. Eat a meal that is not yours today. That way you get to enjoy being a Nigerian. It's a blessing to be here. Bye. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.